Hey, fellow mathers! Before we get into this episode, we want to share with you how you can get access to free content, professional learning that will keep your students engaged and doing the math that matters. Get ready to go to this link, mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge.
That's right. Registration is open for the free Math is Figureoutable Challenge that's starting May 15th and runs to the 17th at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to have 3 nights jam-packed with learning and routines that you can take straight to your classroom.
In these challenges, we have a great time. We do some math, talk about classroom experiences, give away super cool bonuses and prizes. You won't just walk away with routines that are naturally engaging and encourage your students to think mathematically. You'll also have a chance to win over $6K worth in prizes, including a few virtual PD sessions for your school. I'll be joined by my wonderful co-host Kim and special guest Jenna Labe.
You can register at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge for a fantastic learning experience. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Now on to the show.
Hey, fellow mathematicians, welcome to the podcast where math is figure-outable. I'm Pam Harris.
And I'm Kim Montague.
And this episode is a Math Strat Chat episode. What is Math Strat Chat? Y'all, every Wednesday evening, I throw out a math problem to the world on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. People all over chat about the strategies they use. It is super cool to see everyone's thinking.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, this Wednesday, our math problem was 5/4 of 11. How would you solve this problem? Go ahead and pause the podcast and solve it however you want. Remember, the problem is 5/4 of 11. Solve it and then come back to hear how we solved it. Go.
All right, y'all. Kim, I'm going to go first today. Is that okay?
Okay, yep.
Okay, so 5/4 of 11. I'm just somehow dying to use 5/4 of 1.
Oh.
So I'm kind of thinking about 5/4 of 10 and then 5/4 of 1. That's kind of where my brain went. And to get 5/4 of 10, I thought about 4/4 of 10, like the all of 10, 4/4 of 10, plus a fourth of 10. 1/4 of 10, I just know is 2.5. It's like half of 5, half of half. So 5/4 of 10, I think, is 12.5. Does that track?
Mm-hmm.
And then all I have to do is, so that if that's 5/4 of 10, then all I have to do is add 5/4 of 1. 5/4 of 1 is just 5/4. And I can think of that as 5/4 or 1.25. It's 5 quarters. And so I've got 12.5 plus 1.25. That's 13.75. 13.75.
Nice.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, when I started to write down and I recognized what you were going to do, I thought maybe you were going to do the 5/4 of 1 first and then scale up to get the 10.
Oh, no, I did not.
And then so I was like jarred a little bit. I was like, ooh, okay, All right. Okay.
Well, now you make me want to think about that. So it would be the 1.25 times 11.
Well, you did the 5/4 of 10 and the 5/4 of 1. So
Right.
I thought you were going to do 5/4 of 1 and add to that 5/4 of 10, but get the 5/4 of 10 from your answer of 5/4 of 1.
But do you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking of, now you've got me thinking about 5/4 of 1. Can I scale that? If I know 5/4 of 1 is 1.25, then 5/4 of 10, wouldn't that, or 11, wouldn't I multiply 1.25 times 11?
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's kind of funky, but yeah.
So that'd be 11 plus 11 quarters, which is a little funky. 12 quarters is 3, so 2.75. Yeah, and there's a 13.75. Sorry, I just couldn't let that go.
I understand. Sometimes you can't.
Hey, you might find it interesting that when I scaled that up, I drew a ratio table. I don't know. Somehow that's just really really helps me think through that. Okay, what did you do? Sorry to take all the time.
I don't know. I'm not in love with my strategy, and I'll tell you, that's okay because it doesn't always happen on the first go round.
Yep.
So I did 1/4 of 11.
Okay.
And to get a 1/4 of 11, then I thought half of 11 is 5.5, and so then half of that would be 5 3/4.
Wait. 5.5.
Sorry, 2. Did I say 5 3/4?
I don't even know.
2 3/4
2 3/4 is 1/4 of.
is 1/4 of 11 is 2.75.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So then I was like, oh, sweet. All I got to do is scale up by 5. But that left me with 2.75 times 5. And that's where I was like, ugh, I guess, what am I going to do? But when I looked back, I realized that I could have done 2.75 times 10, which would be 27.5. And then half that to get 13.75.
Nice.
So a couple
Nice.
of different Okay,
but can I totally tell you what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
When you said 2.75 times 5,
Yeah.
I was like, but that's that we could double half.
Yeah.
Because if you double the 5, oh, that's not as nice as I was thinking. That's funny. I actually was going to double both of them. But then I would have to divide by 4, so that's not as nice. Somehow in my head, I was going to like, because you had already half the 5.5 to get the 2.75. So I was like, just double it to get 5.5. But then you would have had to have half the 5, and that's not as nice.
Yeah.
Never mind. Mine's not as nice. There's a don't do.
Well, that's what we do, right? You start on a strategy and then you back out and say, no, I don't want to do that.
Not that. Yeah. Well, especially since I was going to double instead of double half. So close. It's a part. Nice. I like it.
All right, cool. All right, listeners, we can't wait to see your strategies. I wonder if it was like one of ours or something entirely different. We'd love it if you'd represent your thinking and take a picture of your work or screenshot on your phone. Tell the world on social media. And while you're there, comment on what other people did.
And tag me on Twitter at PWHarris or Instagram, PamHarris_math, or Facebook, Pam Harris, author, mathematics education. And make sure you use the hashtag MathStratChat. So make sure you check out the Math Strat Chat problem every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, and then pop back here to hear how we're thinking about the problem. Y'all, we love having you as part of the Math is Figureoutable movement. Let's keep spreading the word that math is figureoutable. Thank you for listening and making math more figureoutable.
To learn even more, make sure you register for our free challenge at mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. You are not going to want to miss the evenings of May 15th through 17th, starting at 7 p.m. Central.
Math teaching, go register now. That's mathisfigureoutable.com/challenge. Join us to make math more and more figureoutable. And if you can't join live, register and we'll send you access to the recordings. We'll see you there.